Hey guys, what is going on? It is xckj here today. Just wanted to bring to you guys a video about this new patch that's coming out. We are not going to be talking about the new champion in this video. We're going to be saving the new champion for Friday's video. But today what we're going to be talking about are the new talents. Like, we got a ton of talent reworks. We just got a ton of champion updates. This patch felt like an overhaul, honestly. I think it's going to feel like a new season playing this because a lot of meta champions really got touched and some items even got touched. So I just want to talk about that. The new champion is awesome, like literally gonna be so fun to play. Very excited. New event is pretty cool and all this kind of stuff. I really does anybody do anything with Trials of the Realm? That's just kind of a side thing because I don't really care about Trials of the Realm at all, and I know I could get like kind of cool stuff for it. This Vado skin is amazing. Anyway, alright, general updates. I don't remember if there was anything here. Oh, this was kind of cool. Yeah, so there's a disconnected indicator now, and also when you disconnect, your bot will not buy items, which is amazing. The only time that they will is in bot games, so that's pretty cool. I was excited about that. Skin previewing, who cares, whatever. 3 rank bands, which is your first huge meta update. This could have been a patch by itself. 3 rank bands, absolutely insane. Actually going to make the bands worth it now. We're going to be banning Terminus, Androxus, Tiberius every single game. And then there's 3 other bands on top of that. Very, very excited about the 3 bands. So that's the first thing we got rolling out. Second thing, I mean, this is split rewards. Doesn't really matter. You get this cool avatar, which is going to be my new avatar once I am able to get that. I'm going to move off of the Leon one. And now moving on to yeah, same map rotation as before, which is fine. I hope I get more Bright Marsh games. Just as a little side note. All right, moving on. We got Jenos here. Luminary is getting touched, and I think this change is interesting. It is going to make Jenos. I don't know. I really don't know. All right. So anyway, the weapon increase is gone. Do you remember there used to be a talent that in the 4th talent, when there was 4 talents, there used to be a talent that gave Jenos heals, and that's what he has again now. So he's going to an ally already affected by Astral Mark are healed for an additional 250 when you use Astral Mark. Oh, so it's not even. Oh, what the heck? All right, so there was an old talent that pretty much just gave you a burst, like a 250 burst on everybody that you healed. But now I guess if you are double healing somebody, you get a 250 plus buff on the Astral Mark. I don't know if that's really good. 250 on top of what is it? Already 250, so I guess 500. I guess that's kind of significant. But for a tank, is that really going to be enough? Okay. I guess this seemed... Okay, I might be missing something here, but to me, this just sounds like it's trash. This sounds like trash. Like, yeah, it does not sound that great to me. But that's just me. I don't know. It sounds like not a lot at all, especially if it's not like oh, now I just heal for 500 on everybody that hit. Now it's if I double heal, then they just get an extra 250 or whatever. It doesn't sound that great. But anyway, oh well, whatever. Everybody's playing Binary Star Jenos anyway for no absolute reason. Moving on, we have Furia. Solar Blessing is getting changed, and I actually like this change a lot. I think it's going to make her a lot more fun, because one of the problems with Fury is all of her beams feel so random. Like, it's just random beams everywhere. Even for Exterminate, it's like, oh, what the heck? I just got hit by a random beam and now I'm dead. Like, what's going on? But now she's able to double click her beam, and it's going to be able to actually stop and then heal the person in place. So let's say you just like throw it, you stop it next to where the tank is, they stand in it, and it does a little bit less heals than it was doing before, but at least now it's not a random beam, you know? I really like this change. I think Solar Blessing is going to be so good now. Way better than it was before. People are going to actually be able to play it and play it well. So I'm excited about that. Moving on to Kinessa. Eagle Eye has been updated. So increase the damage done by headshots by an additional 25% of base for a total of 175% damage. Her new talent is that the sniper rifle gains increased fire and charge rate at the cost of reduced damage per shot, and while scoped, gains increased maneuverability. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, how it's actually going to feel, you know, if it's going to feel more like almost like an Octavia type champion, or if it's just going to be like, I got a little bit extra movement speed and stuff like that. For me personally, I've been playing the instant teleport for such a long time now. I probably am not going to be playing this, but it'll be fun to give it a try. I'm definitely excited about trying this out. Moving on to Atlas. Unstable Fissure got a rework. Old, activating second chance, leaves behind an unstable fissure that explodes after 3 seconds, dealing 1000 damage. Let's be honest, who really played it? I mean, I think I maybe made a video on it once when it got like buffed, just because I was like, oh, 1000 damage, kind of more significant than what, 7 or 800, whatever it was before. And now the new one is activating second chance, also rewinds enemies within 40 units. So that is just awesome. You're going to be able to walk straight up to people, just activate second chance, rewind people. He's actually going to be playing around a lot with health bars now, and that is just so cool. Really like this a lot, and kind of turns him a little bit more into a point tank because of the amount of control that he's going to have on the point. So, for instance, like let's say somebody gets low, Furia throws in her solar beam, her new solar beam, and then they get healed up by it. He just walks in, uses his rewind, and hits the other person, rewinds them out of the solar beam. They lose all their health, and you get the kill. It's gonna be pretty cool. I'm excited about this. Moving on, we have Fernando, who got Formable and Aegis kind of reworked a little bit. So, Formable, the old one, pretty much just gave you health back, you know? You heal for 55% of your max health over 3 seconds when you fall below 40% health. The new one now is you now have 2 charges of charge. Each charge deals an additional 100 damage, and you're CC immune while charging, but the cooldown of charge is increased to 13 seconds. Really cool. Really like it a lot. I think that this is going to help Fernando feel like a flank in a lot of ways. We were all playing Scorch before, and I love playing Scorch Fernando, but this is going to be awesome, especially with the movement speed buffs that he gets from using charge and stuff like that. This is going to be so much fun to play. Definitely very excited about this. And then we have, and plus the CC immune part of the whole thing, like anybody tries to hit you with CC and you see it coming, you hit the dash, it's going to be so fun. I'm excited about it. Alright, moving on to Aegis. So your shield used to have just infinite duration and then they reduced the cooldown. It kind of felt like Con Shield, but now it actually is going to feel like Con Shield. So your shield now uses resources that regenerate over time instead of using a cooldown. So very similar to how Con works. I'm excited about that. Think it's a good change. We'll see how it works as a point tank build, or if you can't really use it as a point tank build anymore. I guess time will tell for that. And Architectonics got updated, which I actually am very interested in how this build is going to play out. As you guys know, I absolutely love Barik. He was one of my first mains that I really was playing when I was climbing in this game, so love him a lot. So it used to be, you know, turrets just dealt extra damage and had reduced cooldown. Now, and you guys even know, I kind of would like switch between playing like Fortified and Architectonics all the time. So now we are going to actually, there's different playstyles here actually, finally. So new, the Dome Shield now costs 35% ultimate charge and places a flamethrower turret with modified values and no shield. Can have 2 active at once. So basically, let's say you have 70% in your ultimate charge, you can place down 2 turrets that are going to be like your ult turret, but without the dome shield. So it is changing your ult to be a new ult. I think this is going to be awesome. So this is just basically, they wanted you to have more turrets at once and really make the Architectonics feel like you're just freaking a madman placing turrets all over the place and really having a lot of control. This might be really cool for an off-tank build. I'm really excited to play this as an off-tank build. Super excited. Alright. Moving on to our item changes that was going on, and then we will go to the champion updates and all that kind of stuff. Cauterize here. Currently, your weapon shot reduces the effect of healing on your target. So it used to do this, and now your new scaling is going to be up by 5%. Pretty significant. Will it really make a super impact? I don't know, but I'm happy with this change. It's a move in the right direction, you know? I know some people, they were like, oh, just revert Cauterize back to the way it was before, but this is at least a move in the right direction. And if I'm not wrong, you're going to be able to have Cauterize 3 much faster than you were able to get Cauterize 3 before, and this Caut 3 is much higher than old Caut 3 was. So yeah, you know, you got that. I think before, what did this scale with, like 45 or some? No, because last one was 90%, right? So yeah, like this is a great change. I'm very happy with this change. I think it's a move in the right direction to get rid of the double healer meta, which honestly, I don't think the double heal meta is all that great. Like, it's very good, but I don't know if it has a higher win rate than, say, just doing your standard comp of 2 tanks, 2 damages, and a healer. You know what I'm saying? Moving on to Wrecker. Wrecker got changed, so pretty much they just did the exact same thing here, where they changed the scaling also for this, which is great, because since they did those shield changes and updated Wrecker and stuff like that, shields have really felt like they shut down lanes. Like, you throw down a shield, it shuts down a lane, it doesn't do a lot. Penguins had an interesting video about this, actually, that I saw this morning, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. I agree with mostly everything that he's talking about here. And now, like I said, shields shut down lanes, so this is going to kind of allow you to get in a closer, like, look, the difference between 75 and 90%, I mean, that's crazy. It's not as high as it was before, but I think it, again, is just a move in the right direction, so I'm happy about that. Bulldozer got a little bit of a buff as well, but it kind of felt like it was already in a good spot. I mean, I guess they just want to move it up because they moved everything else up. Don't really care. Whatever. Not a big deal. Rezil getting the scaling improved also is very interesting, because they kind of like worked back CC and made it a little bit slower. For instance, like Khan's commander's grab, or whatever the heck it is, the one that stuns, like, this is going to be absolutely useless now. It was useless before, it's super useless now. But anyway, I mean, just increasing the scaling is going to be awesome. Rezil is a super good item to buy, especially if they don't increase the price of it. Rejuve got the buff that it needed, because, guys, we have been saying since Rejuve got changed, it is not worth purchasing at all. Not worth the money, not worth the slot. There's so many reasons why not to buy it, and why to buy Haven or Blast Shields instead of Rejuve. It's crazy. But they finally updated it. We'll see if this little bit of scaling changes it. I think it might help a decent amount since it is so cheap. But they did increase Cauterize, so who knows. But anyway, moving on. Haven we got right here. Haven, what did they actually do with Haven? 17, 14. Alright, so they just did the exact same thing, but wait, no, reduce the damage you take from direct and area effect. Wait. Oh! They decrease. Okay, I was like messed up there for a second. All right, so Haven has just been changed completely. So actually, Rejuve is going to be really good now, because you don't have to waste money on Blast Shields and Haven. You just buy Haven to deal with both types of damage. That's awesome. I don't know how I missed that change. Okay, I'm liking it though. So reduce the damage you take from. This is going to be really cool. Shoot, man. But they still the same price. Interesting. And Blast Shields got removed from the game, of course, because Haven's there. And now we have the new item, which is really cool. Really like this a lot. So, increase the effectiveness of shields that you create, which is going to be super weird when moving in with Cauterize. Just like, oh, yeah, you deal more damage to shields, but I also have bigger shields than I've had before. And I don't, like, let's say, for instance, you're just going to play, like, a Fortify Barik build, right? And then you're going to max out Guardian with max out shields already. Oh my gosh, dude, it's going to be crazy. And it costs 300, which is expensive, but it's not like anything crazy, especially if like you're a tank, you don't have to buy Cauterize. You can just go Guardian first right off the bat, and like, yeah, it's going to be like, this does not affect card or passive generated shields. Yeah, but it still will stack with shields that you get from cards. So like, if you jack up the health of your shield with that one card that Barik has, you know what I'm talking about, to make the shield healthier, you can like jack up the health way more, because yeah, it makes sense. And then guys, finally, after all of this time, I kind of spoiled it because I already had it over. Veteran has been updated, and you're actually just going to become tankier now, and I love it. I love this change. I think it's so cool. For, like, Inara and Yag, this is going to be a go-to buy. It's cheap, too. It's only $250 to buy, so scaling the third one, it's not going to be as expensive as anything else. So you're going to, instead of healing out of combat, you're just going to increase your max health by a total of 12%. That's crazy. I like it a lot. Very excited about this. Like I said, going to be great for champions with really high health. And honestly, I'll have to do... What is the big math for this? Hold on. I need the big math for... Let's say you have 1900 health times 0.12. 228. Alright, honestly, buying that, 228 extra health, is that worth? That is definitely worth the purchase. So it's also going to be good for 1v1s for champions like Ying. No, Ying, what am I saying? Like Eevee and stuff like that. This will actually be good for champions like Eevee and stuff like that. 220 health extra on top of what she already has. Yeah, I mean, people add cards in that just increase it by 50 health, and they think that does a lot. So, I mean, I like this a lot. Great 1v1 potential here, and also it's going to be nuts on, like, Anar and stuff like that. Anyway, moving on to the updates that we now have. There is a ton to get through, so let's get moving. This video is already 15 minutes long. Oh my gosh. All right. Atlas, Temporal Divide. Currently, greatly increases the size of Stasis Field, but its cooldown is increased by 50%, so they increase the Stasis Field cooldown. I mean, it already felt like it was on a super short cooldown, so this is good. Atlas is one of the best off tanks in the game. Moving on, Barik has a Tinkerin rework here. Not really a rework, kind of just a buff, where they are going to be increasing the damage by 25, or whatever the heck that is. Math is hard. And they also changed combat repair, which is like, whatever. This wasn't that great of a card anyway. We were already running it very low on the build that we're running anyway, so it's just going to make the build that we were running much, much better. So, yeah, we got Forge Ally, increase the healthier turrets. I don't think I even play this in my Barik build, so whatever. And one-man scrap. When a turret is destroyed, reduce your cooldown, and this only got reduced scaling by 1%, so it's only 5% by the max. Trust me, guys, doesn't matter. Our build is still going to work just fine. If we want, we could dump one-man scrap and move to something else, but honestly, I'm still happy with my build that I've been playing on Barik. I don't think it got changed all that much, and I really don't think the Tinkerin's going to be good with this, like, this small buff. They have to, like, I don't know what they'd have to do, but I don't think it's going to be that great. But, yeah, I think this is just good little touch-ups for him. Moving on to Inara, we have just a couple cards, it looks like. Caretaker, current heal for 2020. It's not going to move to increase the scaling by 22%. That's good. Yeah, I actually like that a lot. It sounds like... Actually, that sounds really strong. Alright, I like it. Stone Bulwark, increase the health by 25. They increase that. I mean, Inara feels like she's in a strong spot. I can't believe that they buffed her, honestly. Kind of a little bit crazy. Earthen Guard, current defensive state. While in this state, reduce the damage. They increase the duration by 0.3 seconds. And Impasse, they reduce... Yeah, wow, they just buffed her overall. They gave her a shorter cooldown on Impasse. She might move back into, like, a #1 point tank area, especially after getting Stone, like, just after buffing Earthen Guard, because everybody plays Stone Bulwark on 5, and Earthen Guard, like, yeah, man, Mother of Grace and Nara might actually be pretty freaking strong. Moving on, we got Makoa right here. Makoa just got a cannon buff, just by a little bit, doesn't really matter. Although, fall off buff. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. I like it. Dredge Anchor, hitting Yag, and Dredge Anchor, hitting Yagorath with Dredge's Anchor will now apply a 1-second stun. Cool, I guess. Cool. Terminus, Necromantic Might, currently reduces the damage required to generate a Calamity Blast. That got nerfed a little bit, thank God. It's kind of strong right now. I will take all of the nerfs to Terminus I can get, because I ban him in every single game that I play. So, 120 to 100, that's a significant amount, especially... You know, when you put 5 points into it, that's like, yeah, that's a lot. Current heal now only affects players, pets, and illusion. Oh, interesting. Do people play Devastation and I just don't play it? I never knew that. It watches. Currently generate 3% power siphon for each enemy hit with Massacre Axe. Now only affects players, pets, and illusions. Okay, I'm fine with that. Abomination currently generate 2% power siphon charge for each enemy hit with Calamity Blast. Now only affects players, pets, and illusions. Alright, so you can't proc it off of shields. Honestly, kind of makes sense that they moved in that direction, because, like, you can't proc things like, you know, your Fatalist roots with Grover and stuff like that. Makes sense that you can't use your Calamity Blast to get your shield back. Makes sense. Moving on, we have Torvald, who got a bit of a change. I think it's good. I think it's a good change. But, let's see. Protection here, current Protect a shield onto an ally for a short duration that prevents up to 500 damage, so increases the shield value by 150. Pretty good. But it also increases the cooldown from 6 to 9 seconds. Increased cooldown. Wait, I think that's for projection, right? These two are the same. It's not for nullify, right? No. Yeah, okay, that's for protection. It's kind of weird how they had that all go. This should have been like pushed up one more. Moving on, we have nullify right here. Current, focus your gauntlet, silence your target, and dealing 800 damage over 2 seconds. Increase range from 50 to 60 and reduce the cooldown from 12 to 11 seconds. So that's going to be pretty cool. Nullify, it might actually become like, we might be able to play like a nullify Torvald build and actually get away with it, which I would be super happy about. I think that that's probably one of his more fun talents to play when you are playing him. Playing his bubble builds, just, they feel okay. He just feels so weird to play, to be honest. So if we could end up playing a nullify Torvald build, I'd be super happy with that. Recharge, current regen for regen 2,200 shield over 1 second. Reduce the cooldown from 14 to 12 seconds. That's good. Just a little buff for him. Gauntlet also got buffed, so fire burst of magic energy from your gauntlet every 0.25 seconds, dealing 180 damage per shot. Increase that to 190. Nice little buff right there. And Hyper Beam. Current, unleash the latent power of your gauntlet to channel a massive wave of energy that deals 50 damage and pushes enemies back, and increase the damage by 5 on that. I mean, decent little buffs for him. We'll see if he becomes meta after that. I don't know if it's going to change all that much. Don't expect much from him right now. Yagorath, Piercing Quails, Acceleration. Currently fires piercing quails that deal 170 damage and explode in a small area. Remove the increased damage taken by enemies hit with piercing quails after being affected by caustic spray. That is good. I like this change. It kind of feels a little bit dumb that he's able to do that, so I'm happy with that. Primal Vision. Current pulse 5 times, briefly revealing enemies to allies, and reduce the interval between pulses by 10%, reduce the overall duration of Primal Vision by 10%, and reduce the duration of enemies revealed by 15%. Happy with it. It's kind of very strong, just reveals everybody. It's like a Cassie ult. Sometimes it feels like, oh gosh, like I'm hiding. They use Primal Vision, and I'm like, well, can't flank anymore. That kind of sucks. Caustic Spray also. Current acid from your maw, dealing 36 damage every 0.1 seconds. And they increase the range of effectiveness from that, because he did get pretty strong nerfs, especially like this whole thing right here. Like, he did get a pretty strong nerf, so it makes sense that they kind of gave Caustic Spray a little bit more. Anyway, moving on, we have Dredge. Oh my gosh, boys, we got a lot to get through here. Jeez, man, what is this? We're already at 22 minutes here. All right, I'm trying to get through this all as fast as I can. That way I don't lose you guys' interest. Dredge here with Mortal Skewer right now. Current, heal for 80/80 for each enemy hit with Harpoon. Reduced scaling from 80 to 70. Makes sense. I mean, it was kind of dumb that he was able to do his whole Harpoon build and just kind of keep on chucking Harpoons and heal for that much. So this might just put him in a decent spot. I'm happy with that. Infernal Cannon. Current channel of Infernal Cannon deals 110 damage every 0.9 seconds. You guys know how OP it is. Like, Infernal Cannon reset build just dominates in some games, so they reduce that from 110 to 100. Super happy with that change. We'll see how it feels. Frost Bomb. So current launch a bomb that deals 800 damage within 35 units of detonation, dealing damage based on the duration of travel, rooting enemies for 1 second. Increase the damage on detonation by 10% and decrease the distance required for maximum damage by 10%. So give a little buff. Who knows? Ice Stance might be the way to go now. Who knows? I'm definitely going to give Ice Stance Imani a good try now. Tiberius got some major changes right here. Let's take a look at all of these. I'm very happy about the Tiberius changes. Like, we all know Tiberius is stupidly OP. So anyway, Vicious Assault. Current Crouching Tigron now deals 900 damage, so they changed this. Wait. Oh, now grants an additional charge of Crouching Tigron, but they reduce the damage on landing from 900 to 600. This is actually pretty cool. I feel like they could do something where they just make him more mobile and just get rid of this damage all in all. I don't know if anybody really uses this talent, to deal damage. Like I don't think I've seen anybody playing this talent at all. So yeah, if they just like do it so that way you get more mobility, I mean, who knows, might be good, but I doubt anybody's gonna be playing this over the exploding blade because that is like super OP, man. Just the fact you just go in, hit your Q, hit 2 shots or 1 shot, throw your blade and kill somebody instantly. It's like that's nuts. All right, combat trance, current channel your energy, increasing your attack speed and movement speed by 30% for 4 seconds. So they just pretty much reduce the attack speed and movement speed by 5%. Good little change right there. Test of strength. Heal for 50 every 1 second while combat trance is active. They reduce that a little bit. I mean, it makes sense. Combat trance is pretty strong. I think Tiberius, honestly, with all of these, this change didn't do anything. With these 2 changes right here, Tiberius is still crazy strong. Yes, his Q is what makes him strong, but his blade is what really makes him strong. They need to nerf that in order to make Tiberius not like S tier. Like he definitely is already S tier. Sorry guys, I got like already like dry throat over here. I a lot of talking drying out my throat. All right, Tyra right here in the fray. Current, decrease your damage taken by 4% for 3 seconds after using nade launcher. No longer stacks, will now refresh, which is awesome. She's kind of stupid that it was stacking in the first place, and they increase scaling from 4 to 5%. So she's still strong, guys. Like, yeah, she's still super strong. This is, yeah, Tyra's still strong. Don't even worry. People are gonna play nade launcher. Still play this card. It still is gonna be good. Nothing's gonna happen to her. Trust me. All right, anyway, moving on to Furia, guys. We have Solar Blessing change. We kind of already went over this. Like, it just, you could stop it now, and it has reduced healing. Moving on for Light Forge. So, it currently hitting Kindle Soul reduces the cooldown of Prize Strike by 5 seconds. This effect can happen once every 23... Yeah, it reduced cooldown. It can happen every, like, so often. New, hitting Kindle Soul increases your movement speed, and, yeah, so pretty much they got rid of that stupid thing where you could just, like, keep on using Prize Strike. Anyway, moving on, we have Grok. So currently, he gains a 3rd charge of a healing totem and increases their healing by 30%. And so now they are going to be decreasing that healing back to 10%. So basically, everybody's just going to be playing, wherever the heck that one is, where Healing Staff, whichever it is, I forget whichever Healing Staff, but I think Healing Staff is going to be the way to go, basically, for him. Healing Totem, currently deploy a Healing Totem that restores 300 health every 1 second to an ally in its area, and they increase the cooldown, from 10 to 13 seconds. Moving on to Grover, you can no longer divine onto allies. Super happy with that. Yeah, pretty much felt terrible. Very happy that they changed that. Ceres, they got a Rensoul nerf basically here, so currently you detonate it and you get a ton of healing. Now increase the damage per detonation, but increase the cooldown from 5 to 6 seconds. So, wait, dealing 60 and healing you for... Yeah. So they increase the cooldown from 5 to 6 seconds, and you got a little bit more damage. Fade to Black. So reduce the cooldown of Shadow Travel by 0.8 after activating Restore Soul. Can now only happen once every 5 seconds, so you can't just, like, spam the heck out of it and just always be invisible the entire game, which was kind of dumb. Like, Fade to Black was such a strong card. Ying Resonance got a little bit of a change. If an illusion is killed or expired, it triggers a shatter explosion dealing 500. That's now going to be increased to 550 and increase the speed at which illusions travel. So that's pretty cool. They're actually going to do something now. We'll see if people are playing, like, trying to farm up their ults fast by playing this instead of playing the one where you get the 5-shot. It's that focusing lens. Moving on, we have Koga here, submachine guns, current dual submachine guns that fire 2 rounds every 0.6 seconds, each dealing 36 damage. Increase the damage per hit from 36 to 38, just a little buff for him. I mean, he's kind of weak right now anyway, so he could use a little bit of a buff. Don't think it's going to be anything crazy. Lex here got a little bit of a discovery change, so basically deal extra damage to your retribution target by 30%, and they reduce his damage to 25%. Don't know if it's going to change him at all. I mean, his CC slide, like the one where he gets a 90% damage reduction while sliding, is pretty good anyway. Maybe people will start experimenting with that. But I really doubt that this reduced damage is going to do anything, to be completely honest. I don't think that it will. Moving on, we have Maeve here with Rogue's Gambit. Currently increases the damage done on pounce by 10% and reduces the cooldown of pounce. Nobody is playing Rogue's Gambit, so it's going to be interesting. Increase the damage bonus from 10 to 15%, and now also reduces the cooldown of pounce by 2 seconds. Wait. Increase the damage done and resets pounce cooldown after earning an elim. Oh, just straight up picking it reduces the cooldown of pounce by 2 seconds. That's awesome. I wonder if people are going to play it. I really doubt people are going to play it, but I wonder if it'll get picked more. I mean, that's a pretty big buff yeah, that's a pretty big buff. Because you get damage reduction on pounce too, you know? When you pounce, you get damage reduction and heals potentially, and it reduced the cooldown by 2 seconds, which is not a small number. I like it. I wonder if people are going to start playing Rogue's Gambit now. That might be a big change. And plus the extra 15% extra 5% damage. Not bad, not bad. Familiar Spray. Current, rapidly spray magical energy, dealing 30 damage every 0.8 seconds, and they are going to increase the range of that from 50 to 55. Cool, like it. Currently, quickly scamper forward, and they increase the speed of that by 10%, which is cool. Moji could use a little bit of a buff there. And transform a single victim into a delicious, helpless treat that you can eat, killing them instantly, and your target has the movement speed decreased by 10%, which is finally going to fix the problem of, like, you have to have your dash in order to follow up with your ult, or else you would never be able to catch them. Like, they'd just be able to easily run away from you. So I like this this little change right here. Pretty cool. Like it a lot. I thought they were going to change it to be that if they get turned into a cookie, you can, like, kill them, kind of like Pipsol, but makes sense. I like this little change here. Vadu Ambush. So currently teleports you next to your target, dealing damage in an area, and they change this to decrease the amount of time before teleporting from 0.4 to 0.3 seconds. I think that's going to feel pretty good. Right now, it does feel pretty slow. You feel like a sitting duck when using it. I'm not a huge fan of it, so maybe this will help fix Ambush. Vora has had an obliteration change. Current, jump up and down, slash down, becoming immune on impact, deal 500 damage, and apply knockback, consuming maximum darkness, increases the damage in slow. Reduce the lockout time after using obliteration by 0.8 to 0.5 seconds. A little buff right there on obliteration. Harbinger's Wrath. Currently, hunt your enemies, increasing movement speed and reducing the damage you take. Select a nearby target lockdown, damaging or executing them if they are low health. Reduce your movement speed bonus while this is active from 80 to 60%, 20%, that's pretty significant number, and increase the ultimate energy cost of using this ability from 30% to 50%, so you can't just, like, use it to get out of something and then cancel it right away, and then you get, like, 70% of it back, or 60% of it back. Now, you know, it's going to spend 50% to activate. Anyway, that is the entire patch. I know this was a lot. Really quick, just to sum it up, what do I think was huge changes here? I think the Maeve change was pretty significant. All of this was basically like nothing. This fall to black on Ceres was pretty significant. The Grover Vine was going to feel really good. The Furia changes for the talent is pretty cool. Basically, all this was like such small little changes. Like, there's so much, but also so little, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, sure, we have Vicious Assault. Nobody's gonna, like, realistically, is anybody gonna play it? Yag, whatever, she got a few changes. Torvald got a few changes. Terminus, like, yeah, Terminus got a significant nerf, I guess. Makoa got nothing, basically. Anara is gonna be much stronger than she was before, which is cool. Barik got some decent changes. Atlas got some changes. Like, I don't know. I'm, like, going through here. I'm like, Atlas, not really. Nothing to, like I said, yeah, I don't know. You guys see what I'm saying. I think Barik is going to be one of the more interesting ones to be playing. I'm super excited to try out this Architectonics. But anyway, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and sub to the channel. I now also have the memberships are now live, so just for 99 cents a month, you can support my ability to continue making videos. I appreciate it so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.